भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, today we are starting third chapter of Antya Lila, the glories of Srila Haridas Thakur. Text 1 onwards. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guruna Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Dalita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and of all the preceptors on the path of devotional service, unto all the Vaishnavas and unto the six Goswamis, including Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and their associates. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Shri Nityananda Prabhu, and Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as well as all his devotees, headed by Srivas Thakur. I then offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna and Srimati Radharani and all the gopis, headed by Lalita and Vishakha. Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaitra Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Purushottame ek Odiya Brahmana Kumara Pitri Shunya Mahasundar Mridu Vyavahara. In Jagannath Puri, there was a young boy who had been born of an Odishan Brahman, but had later lost his father. The boy's features were very beautiful and his behavior was extremely gentle. Prabhu sthane nitya aise kare namaskar, Prabhu sane baat kahe, Prabhu pran tar, Prabhu te tahara priti, Prabhu daya kare, Damodar tar priti, sahite na pare. The boy came daily to see to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and offered him respectful obeisances. He was free to talk with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because the Lord was his life and soul. But the boy's intimacy with the Lord and the Lord's mercy toward him were intolerable for Damodar Pandit. Bar bar nishedh kare, Brahmana kumare, Prabhu rena dekhile sahi rahite na pare. Damodar Pandit again and again forbade the son of the Brahman to visit the Lord. But the boy could not bear staying home and not seeing Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nitya aise Prabhu tare kare mahaprita, yaha priti taha aise balake rarita. The boy came every day to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who treated him with great affection. It's the nature of any boy to go see a man who loves him. Taha dekhi damodar dukh paya mane, balite na pare balak nishedha na mane. This was intolerable for Damodar Pandit. He became greatly unhappy, but there was nothing he could say, for the boy would ignore his restrictions. Now, was Damodar Pandit envious of that boy? No. We'll see the reason here. Aar din sei balak prabhu sthane aila, Gosai tare priti kari varta ko chila. One day when the boy came to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord very affectionately inquired from him about all kinds of news. Katakshane se balak uthi yabe gela, sahite na pare damodar kahite lagila. After some time, when the boy stood up and left the intolerant, Damodar Pandit began to speak. Anyopadesha Pandit kahe Gosai Rathai, Gosai Gosai Ebe Janimam Gosai. Damodar Pandit impudently said to the Lord, everyone says that you are a great teacher because of your instructions to others, but now we shall find out what kind of teacher you are. Damodar Pandit was a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sometimes, however, a person in such a position becomes impudent, being influenced by the external energy and material considerations. Thus, a devotee mistakenly dares to criticize the activities of the spiritual master or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Despite the logic that Caesar's wife must be above suspicion, a devotee should not be disturbed by the activities of his spiritual master and should not try to criticize him. A devotee should be fixed in the conclusion that the spiritual master cannot be subject to criticism and should never be considered equal to a common man. Even if there appears to be some discrepancy according to an imperfect devotee's estimation, the devotee should be fixed in the conviction that even if his spiritual master goes to a liquor shop, he is not a drunkard. Rather, he must have some purpose in going there. It is said in a Bengali poem, Yadyapi Nityananda Sura Badi Jai, Tathaipi Hai Nityananda Rai. Even if I see that Lord Nityanand has entered a liquor shop, I shall not be diverted from my conclusion that Nityanand Rai is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, yes, Srila Prabhupada, whatever he writes is completely divine. A devotee should not be disturbed by the activities of his spiritual master and should not try to criticize him. True. But it has happened in ISKCON that many spiritual masters, many sannyasis fell down. Fell down from the position means they were found to have illicit relationships, either with their disciple or with some other girl outside, lady outside. So one just has to be careful, very, very careful. That's all. We don't want to commit offense, but at the same time, we don't want to let this pass if something wrong is happening. So got to be careful. But in this case, Damodar Pandit, he said this impudently, committing an offense against Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's a way of saying things also. If he didn't like Mahaprabhu's, the way he was dealing with the boy, and moreover, why he said this? Because Mahaprabhu's reputation was at stake. If somebody says something seeing these activities, then what would happen? Ebe gosair guna yash sab loke gaibe, tabe gosair pratishtha purushottame haibe. You are known as Gosai, teacher or Acharya, but now talk about your attributes and reputation will spread throughout the city of Purushottam. How your position will be impaired. Shuni Prabhu kahe kya kahe Damodar, Damodar kahe tumi Swatantra Ishvara. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew that Damodar Pandit was a pure and simple devotee, upon hearing this impudent talk, the Lord said, "My dear Damodar, what nonsense are you speaking?" Damodar Pandit replied, "You are the independent personality of Godhead, beyond all criticism. Swachande achar kar kepare balite, mukhar jagater mukh para achadite. My dear Lord, you can act as you please. No one can say anything to restrict you. Nevertheless, the entire world is impudent. People can say anything. How can you stop them? Pandit haya mane kene vichar na kara. Randi Brahmanir balake priti kene kara. Dear Lord, you're a learned teacher. Why then you don't consider that this boy is a son of a widowed Brahmani? Why are you so affectionate to him? यद्यपि ब्राह्मणी से tapasvini sati, tathapi tahara dosha sundari yuvati. Although the boy's mother is completely austere and chaste, yet she has one natural fault. She is very beautiful young girl. Tumi ha param yuva, param sundara, lokera kana kani, bate deha avasara. And you, my dear Lord, are a handsome, attractive young man. Therefore, certainly people will whisper about you. Why should you give them such an opportunity? So, as a simple and staunch devotee of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Damodar Pandit could not tolerate criticism of the Lord. But unfortunately, he himself was criticizing Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his own way. The Lord could understand that it was because of Damodar Pandit's simplicity that he impudently dared criticize him. Nevertheless, such behavior by a devotee is not very good. Ete bali Damodar mona haila, antare santosha prabhu hasi vicharila. Having said this, Damodar Pandit became silent. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled, pleased within himself, and considered the impudence of Damodar Pandit. Ihare kahiye shuddha preme re taranga, Damodar sama mor nahi antaranga. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought this impudence is also a sign of pure love for me. I have no other intimate friend like Damodar Pandit. Ite ke vichari Prabhu madhyane chalila, har din Damodare nibrite bulaila. Thinking in this way, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to perform his noontime duties. The next day, he called Damodar Pandit to a solitary place. Prabhu kahe Damodar chala nadiya, mata rasamipe tumi rahata ya. The Lord said, my dear friend Damodar, you had better go to Nadia and stay with my mother. Toma vina tahara rakshak nahi dekhi han, ama ke yaha yate tumi kaila savadhan. I see no one but you to protect her, for you are so careful that you can caution even me. Toma sama nirapeksha nahi mora gane, nirapeksha nahi le dharma na jaye rakshane. You're the most neutral among my associates. This is very good, for without being neutral, one cannot protect religious principles. Ama haite ye na hai, seto ma haite hai, amare karela danda, nekeva. You can do whatever I cannot. Indeed, you can chastise even me, but to speak of others. Matara grihe yaha raha yahi, matara charani, tomar aage nahi bekaro, swachanda acharani. It is best for you to go to the shelter of my mother's lotus feet, for no one will be able to behave independent in front of you. Madhya madhya asiva kabu amar darshane, shigra kari puna taha karagamane. At intervals, you may come see me here and then soon again go there. Matare kahi hamura koti namaskare, mor sukha katha de kahi sukha di hatare. Offer my mother millions of my obeisances. Please speak to her about my happiness here and thus give her happiness. So, besides this shloka, or in the shloka, Mahaprabhu is saying, Mata re kahiha more koti namaskare. Hence, translation or word-to-word meaning, Professor Koti means 10 million. So, offer my mother millions of my obeisances. And the reason I'm saying is when we see this message going on WhatsApp or Facebook, that it is said 33 Koti Devi Devta. And they say 33 Koti means 33 types So here Prabhupada has explained, Koti has 10 million. So Koti means types, but Koti also means 10 million. Crore. So now it depends on the context, but in case of demigods, it's not 33 times, it's 33 crore. So simple. And moreover, there are so many departments in the whole universe, and there has to be one person in charge of every department. Or even under him, there could be managers. So that is what demigods are, in charge of different departments of the material universe. In such a huge universe, you need some big number of demigods to maintain. निरंतर निज कथा तुम्हारे सुनाई लागी प्रभु मोरे पठाइले इहाते. Tell her that I sent you to inform her of my personal activities so that she may share in my happiness. इत कही मातार मने संतोष जन्माई हार गुह्य कथा तारे स्मरण कराई. Speaking in this way, satisfy the mind of Mother Shachi. Also remind her of one most confidential incident with this message from me. बारे बारे आसी आमी तुम्हार भवन मिष्ठान व्यंजन सब करिए भोजन. I come to your home again and again to eat all the sweetmeats and vegetables you own. So previously it was said that Mahaprabhu was always appears at 4 places. Where Shachi Mata is there cooking, Nityanand Prabhu dancing, Raga Pandit's house, and Srinivasa Anand. So 4 places he always appears. So he is telling Damodar Pandit to go and give this message to Shachi. Bhojan kari ami tumi tahan jan, bhaya virahe tahan swapna kari man. You know that I come and eat the offerings, but because of external separation, you consider this a dream. Purport. Because Mother Shachi was feeling separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, she thought she was dreaming that her son had come to her. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, wanted to inform her that actually it was not a dream. He actually came there and ate whatever his mother offered him. Such are the dealings of advanced devotees with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As stated in Brahma Samhita, I worship the primeval Lord Govinda, who is always seen by the devotee, whose eyes are anointed with the pulp of love. He is seen in his eternal form of Shyam-Sundar, situated within the heart of the devotee. Pure devotees realize dealings with the Lord on a transcendental plane. But because the devotees are still in the material world, they think that these are dreams. The Lord, however, talks with the advanced devotee, and the advanced devotees also see him. It's all factual, it's not a dream. So Krishna does reciprocate, he can reciprocate. It just, first of all, devotees think it must have happened in a dream, not in reality. And those who are not devotees, they cannot understand this best. But Mahaprabhu goes, wherever Shachi Mata is cooking, Mahaprabhu always goes to take prasad. Ei Magh Sankrante tumi randhana karila, nana vyanjan kshir pita, payasa randhila. During the last Magh Sankranti festival, you cooked varieties of vegetables, condensed milk, cakes, and sweet rice for me. Krishna bhog lagaya jave kaila dhyana, amala sfurti haila ashru bharila nayana. You offered the food to Lord Krishna, and while you were in meditation, I suddenly appeared, and your eyes filled with tears. Aste vyaste ami giya sakali khani khaila, ami khai dekhi tomara sukha upajila. I went there in great haste and ate everything. When you saw me eating, you felt great happiness. Kshane ke ashru muchiya shunya dekhi pata, Swapan dekhilu yena nimai khaila bhata. In a moment after you had wiped your tears, you saw that the plate you had offered me was empty. Then you thought I dreamt as if Nimai were eating everything. Bhaya vira dashaya puna vranti haila, bhogana lagailu jnana haila. In the condition of external separation, you were again under illusion, thinking that you had not offered the food to Lord Vishnu, because Nimai came and they ate everything. पाकपात्र देखिला सब अन्न अच्छे भारी पुनः भोग लगाइला स्थान संस्कारकारी. Then you went to see the cooking pots and found that every pot was filled with food. Therefore you again offered the food after cleansing the place for the offering. यही माता बार बार करी है भोजन तुम्हारे शुद्ध प्रेम मोरे करे आकर्षण. Thus I again and again eat everything you offer me, for I am attached by your pure love. तुम्हारे आज्ञाते आमी आची नीला चले निकटे लया जाओ धामा तुम्हारे प्रेम बले. Only by your order am I living in Nilachal, Jagannath Puri. Nevertheless, you still pull me near you because of a great love for me. Ei mata bar bar karai asmarana, more nama laya tara mandila charan. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Damodar Pandit, remind Mother Shachi in this way again and again, and worship her lotus feet in my name. Ete kahi Jagannathera prasad anaila, mata ke Vaishnava dite prithak prithak dila. After saying this, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered that varieties of prasadam offered to Lord Jagannath be brought. The Lord then gave him the prasadam separately packed to offer to various Vaishnavas and his mother. तबे दामोदर चली नदी आईला माता रे मिलिया तार चरणे रहीला. In this way, Damodar Pandit went to Nadia, Navadvip. After meeting Mother Shachi, he stayed under the care of her lotus feet. Acharya Adi Vaishnaver Mahaprasad Dila Prabhu Rayache Agya Pandita Acharila. He delivered all the prasadam to such great Vaishnavas as Advaitacharya. Thus he stayed there and behaved according to the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. दामोदर आगे स्वतंत्र न है के कहार तार भय सबे करे संकोच व्यवहार. Everyone knew that Damodar Pandit was strict in practical dealings. Therefore, everyone was afraid of him and dared not to do anything independent. प्रभु गण यार देखे अल्प मर्यादा लंघन वाक्य दंड करी करे मर्यादा स्थापन. Damodar Pandit would verbally chastise every devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whom he found deviating even slightly from proper behavior. Thus he established a standard etiquette. Eita kahila damodarer vakya danda yahar shravane bhage agyaya pashanda. In this way I have described Damodar Pandit's verbal chastisements. As one hears about this, atheistic principles and ignorance departs. Okay, so now the theme is changing, so we'll stop here. Take it up tomorrow. See anybody has any questions or comments. Okay, you all have safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.